I have a story that I'm going to cover. You kind of got a glimpse of it right now. By the way, Circana Book Scan is the name of the company now. I believe it merged with another. It used to be MPD Book Scans, which basically you had all of I think they said the number's 85% of like North American, it's usually major retailers, bookstores that participate in this, that try to get kind of accurate consumer data, customer data with various different industries. Okay, and in the book industries, that's what the NPD book scans sort of came into play, and that was basically the most accurate numbers you realistically could get in the book like industry. Let's say that in terms of sales, people going to buy that stuff. And for a while now, I believe it was I can't remember, 2020, 2021. I can't remember exactly when it was. But we did cover it when it was, I believe in spring of whatever year that was, that for the first time ever, you had a top 20 list that had exclusively manga. And these are American bookstores as their top sales. Okay, so you got top 20 sales. It's a relatively new phenomenon. I know some people like to act like it's attributed to other things or deny that had been the case. No. No matter how much you like manga, no matter how much you thought that it grew, that's irrelevant to the fact of the matter is that this is a relatively new phenomenon. We're only a couple years in to this idea of them dominating Americans in their own market. It's not like in the graphic novel space, American companies have stopped publishing material. No, it's just that the general interest for it, especially in the comic book realm, has shifted from that to more manga stuff. And the humility, you've heard me discuss this, by the publishers, it's just not there, right? You had a lot of veterans and pros who tried to take credit for manga instead of looking at it like a competitor would. American businessmen would back in the day, and say this should not be tolerated, and they start making better material and finding themselves trying to position themselves better, where now they're just bending over and taking it. That's really what it is. And like I say, they have nerve to try to take credit for manga sales. The thing that I wanted to bring up for this video is, as reported here by ICV2, which grabs those book scans, there's only, as I looked this up, there's only one American company in the top 20, and that's IDW, who's going under, ironically, and it's still the Last Ronin. It's a hardcover, though. It's still the Last Ronin. That's basically the only graphic novel which has done really well. Look at this. One Piece to Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man. This is all Japanese material, man. In the top 20 in America. This isn't worldwide. This is in America. This is American comic book, bookstore. Sales, I believe the top one, if you look at the accurate data, you have to be a pro of ICV2 to see it from them, or maybe subscribe and participate in that book scan deal, and you can see it yourself. Now, I believe it was 20,000, if I'm not mistaken. Look, man, these books aren't selling as great as you like to think that they are. You can be very, very competitive in this market. To put that in comparison's sake, that's double of what let's say this. If you picked a given month, let's say when we launched, we triple those sales with ISOM. So you can be competitive and not have to be tied to a major publisher for sure. I'll talk about that in another video. But they're still dominating. It hasn't changed. So once manga has their stranglehold, and they're not letting go, why would they? And this is where the American businessmen have to come in. And I guess it's such a big demographic and psychological change, really, in American businessmen, where there's no humility about them. I couldn't imagine something like this happening in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And looking at those businessmen would look at that market and they would try to do something about it. Okay, they would absolutely try. Like, it's not that they're outselling you worldwide. They done came to your own dojo and whooped your ass. And they act like everybody's still walking around like their stuff don't stink. Your industry's in decline, and it's not because people have lack of interest in like comic book based media. No, that's not it. Yours, just comparatively speaking, is worse, and there's a better alternative. It's not because it's become more available. No, this is a chicken. What came first, the chicken or the egg? No, manga's succeeding in the West, and the reason why it's become so available is because the demand grew. When you have, an entire generation that has been raised on this, is generation right behind me. Actually, you can include my generation as well, because that's when Dragon Ball began to sort of take the world by storm. And they've only grown since then. And instead of being competitors, Americans looked at it like, well, we're just going to keep doing what it is that we're doing, and that's going on the decline. But the thing about that is manga and anime they haven't changed their beats. Definitely the shonen, they haven't changed their beat. It's the same exact beat for the most part that they've been doing. And yes, there's been new properties, but the beats are the same. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying that it proves that it's not anything that they're doing that's special. It was your market to lose, Americans, and you lost it because your stuff got so bad that people started to go out of their way to find the alternative. That's across, on the other side of the planet. That's what they did. It's actually sad. If you enjoyed this video and want to support other content, please become a member at ericdjuly.com. This is my own unique platform that replaced my Patreon. Our Ultramax, which is our highest tier, gets free shipping domestically, even with Rippaverse orders, and are able to redeem the Creators Edition copy of ISOM #1. You can move up and down tiers or cancel at any time. Also visit Rippaverse.com. This is my comic book company that launched a $3.7 million campaign. We appreciate your support.